Ramachandran, Director of Technical Documentation at Certes, with over 20 years of experience leading global content teams. Surag will be diving into how AI driven explainer videos are transforming technical documentation. From onboarding to troubleshooting, this session will explore practical tools, real world use cases, and sessions learned in blending AI with human expertise. Let's give a huge round of applause to Surag. Over to you, Surag.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Rahul. So I think I'll start by sharing my session,
Sure, Sarang.
sharing my presentation, right?
We can see your screen now.
Yes.
Yes, we can see the presentation now.
In full screen mode, right?
Yes.
Okay. So one thing, as I present, if somebody is joining, that beep sound will be coming,
No.
right? Because I love getting distracted, so I'll miss that opportunity. So the thing is, I'll be presenting about the AI-driven explainer videos. And in this particular session, I'll be talking about creating the AI videos or creating videos using AI. Here, what will happen is I'm concentrating on a particular area called explainer videos. So let's see how these can be created using various tools which are out there at present. I earlier thought to start the session by having an AI video, but the problem is even now people will be joining. So what will happen is if I start with an AI video, it was a good way of impressing the audience. But if I start with an AI video, some of the audience who are joining now in the maybe it's because I started with that video and then they'll have to go through the presentation. So what I'll do instead is to start with something even more exciting, that is talking about myself. So, while talking about myself, I'm working as a technical director, technical documentation director at a company called Certes. We are into cybersecurity. And I've been in this field for more than 2 decades. And I had the opportunity to present at various technical writing conferences, including technical TWT. So for TWT, this is my second session. First was the in-face conference, which happened earlier this year at Bangalore, and this is a webinar. Now, coming on to my interest, I'm interested in exploring various tools related to technical writing. Not just technical writing, almost all tools which I find interesting. I'm also an artist. So most of my interests are generally towards those kind of things which are really content that is not just text. So what I believe is content falls under different categories like textual content, video content, audio content, and image content. So I like to explore almost all the tools related to that. And nowadays I'm exploring the AI related tools. Now, with that, let's get into the various uh, topics that I'll discuss today. So you can have a quick look into that. And now let's move to the main content. So, so when we talk about explainer videos, we technical writers, generally when we write the user guide, when we write a tutorial, when we write almost any content, we explain the concept, we explain the task, right? So similarly, when we create a video to explain a particular feature, a particular concept, or about a product, or whatever it is, we create an explainer video. So explainer videos in the traditional sense or the earlier days before AI, the explainer videos generally were short form explainer videos. What I mean by short form is those videos which are generally small in size. So the animated explainer videos, whiteboard, live action, screencast, etc. All those fall in this category. So the animated explainer videos are generally the 2D or 3D cartoon style of explainer videos, which are generally very interesting for the audience. Why? Because when we show an animated character, generally, or the cartoon character or the comic character, the full real face or all the expressions are not seen, but it concentrate on small aspect, and that generally interests the audience in listening to that. Whiteboard are similar to that, but those who are not familiar also might have really seen them in YouTube, etc., where a hand goes and reveals step by step. The live action is the video of you and I, video of people. That is video that will be shot either using a professional agency, or if you use any stock animation or stock videos that is present in the tool. Then comes the screencast, that is using tools like Camtasia Studio. You record what you're doing and then you play back. So those are some of the explainer videos in the traditional sense. Then the short form explainer videos slowly gave way to long form explainer videos. That is, nowadays you see a lot of fireside chat with the founders, etc. They talking about their stories, and slowly uh, the gap move from technical writing or technical content related videos, it goes to more marketing kind of videos. So those angles also will come into that. So you have fireside chats, you have detailed screencasts where complete tutorials are explained. Then you have educational series, that is whether it is YouTube or whether it is some uh, platform in which you can educate not just with one video but with a complete series about the product or feature that you are going to have. Then you have these documentary explainers, that is when we talk about the company formation, company culture, the product formation, what was the philosophy during that time, all those things. Then you have the webinar explainer. Say, for example, this session, if recorded and played back, can really form in that category. Then you have the case study deep dives kind of an explainer videos where you concentrate on a particular aspect of that. Then you have the technical explainers where you have the complex system architectures, etc., explained, and the strategy sessions explainers. So all these I can categorize them as long form explainer videos. Then the next thing is, nowadays what's happening is the cinematic explainer approaches. So the companies like Tesla, Apple, Patagonia, etc. So of course you might be knowing about Tesla and Apple, but if you do not know much about Patagonia, they are an apparel company and they are very much environmental conscious company. So and they use this. You can have a look at this, their documentary style cinematics. So, but these videos are generally, they are not AI generated. They are created using production houses, which and they have put a lot of effort in bringing in this. So, these evolution is happening. That is from the animated explainer videos, which ran for only 2-3 minutes, to long for explainer videos, to real production explainer videos. All these things are come into the market now. So you can see them in various forms, in various in YouTube. You can see in the company websites. So all these things really explain. Or something that is related to our activity, that is explaining the stuff to the audience, even though not always technical writers do that, but technical writers are very much involved in many of these activities. Say, for example, right, during 2018, I joined. I was working as a senior documentation manager at Oracle during that time. From there, I joined Maybank. So the GCC of Maybank in Bangalore. So what we were planning during that time is. We had certain good products that we developed here, and further in order to get more projects from our parent company, what we used to do is we used to show them what all things, what all features, or what all products we had developed here, what all things we have accomplished here using explainer videos. so that the seniors who come here, that is various department heads, etc., they may not have time to read a 2 hour document kind of a thing, but they may have time to go through a 2 minutes video and see, oh, this is what's happening, right? So how this is going to impact their business, and how whether they can plan something in their area. So even for decision making kind of activities, I was involved in creation of the explainer videos. So like that, many other technical writers, many documentation leaders, they might be involved in technical explainer videos already. Now, with the help of AI, what we can do is we can reach up to this cinematic level explainer videos. That is, we can think about creating even the what people call nowadays as machine cinema. That is, whether it is possible to create a cinema, whether it is possible to create a film just by typing prompts using a laptop, using a computer. So that's way people are planning nowadays. And these things, when it comes to our corporate angle, or when it comes to the professional angle, we can definitely think how to create the explainer videos. So, in summary, the spectrum is something like that. We can divide them as basic explainers. We can also have a category called enhanced explainers, where the professional production and narrative elements come. Then cinematic explainer, which looks like a feature film aesthetics, dramatic storytelling, those things coming there. And one more type of explainers which I haven't really explained so far, which is the interactive experience like VR, AR, or gamified explainers. So basically, use creativity and imagination to unlock the whole new experience for the audience. So that's the way we should be thinking. Thanks to AI, we can really think in those angles. Now, let's whatever it is, let's go through one of some of the common ingredients that comes in these explainer videos. So one is the visual design. I mean, earlier, if we are writing about a particular concept, a particular task, etc., what you had to do is you had to put that in document. But when it comes to the explainer video, you have to think visually. In other words, you are writing the script of what you are going to create. So the visual designing capability, the consistent branding, appealing graphics, all those things you have to think about. The second thing is coming up to the actual script writing. That is, the narrative will have something like, this is the problem that we are having, and this is the solution that we are going to come up with. So that problem solution structure, you have to think in those way. You have to think visually. You have to come up with something like, this is the problem, this is how we are going to solve it. Third thing is to think about the professional voiceover. That is, whether you need to have an external talent kind of a person to speak, or whether you can substitute that with the AI voice, or whether you can substitute with your own voice. So in that way, you can think about that. The next thing that you can think is about the design and animation. That is the visual assets, which because that's what actually people see finally, right? Rest all things are there, but the actual visual assets that bring or that is presented into the present in the screen, the animation, all those things, you have to think in that one. Then background music. So traditionally, most of the explainer videos will have a background music. Even though there is a narration, there will be a small in a low sound. Sometimes in order to create a dramatic effect, you can increase that in between. Again, go to the low sound. So like that, you can think about a complementary audio. And the voiceover and audio again. So first I talked about professional voiceover. Nowadays, most of these people, the jobs of these people are getting replaced by AI. So, say for example, there is a company called 11 Labs, which come up with the AI narration. At the same time, there are other companies which think about multi-models. Multi-models means you can have text models, you can have image models, you can have video models, you can also have audio models. All these AI models built in a same same tools, same product, so that you can generate everything together. So, or you can even lend your own voice. That is, most of us, whenever we think about our own voice, or say, for example, if this recording is taken and if I listen to my own presentation, my own voice late, I may feel that, okay, this is not that great kind of a thing. But the fact is, if all the YouTube creators, all the people who are there creating content, if they thought like that, no content would have come, right? So it's like everybody does that. Don't be embarrassed, or there is nothing wrong in providing your own voice, because if you are giving your own voice, the best thing is you can keep on re-recording that, you can keep on enhancing that, you can keep on changing on that, all those things, whereas the professionals may charge a bomb for that. And the AI voice, that is generally what happens is it is text to speech kind of voice. There are generally most of these tools, whether it's Evan Labs or whether it is any of these multi-modal video creating tools, they will have a set of characters, and you can earlier, many of them sounded more machine type. Nowadays, most of them are sounding very much human type. So you can experiment with that. And final production, that is editing, reviewing, refining, preparing for distribution, all those things, which is the way that you work with any tool. Uh, all right, so why consider the AI generated explainer videos? So what's happening is nowadays there is a shift towards the visual first documentation, and AI tools there can reduce the production time and cost. That is all the type of videos that are talking so far. Some of them were long months projects earlier, but nowadays these can be done within weeks or even days, and there is no need for a full video production team, and you can have different iteration also. Say for example, you thought about a particular particular animated 2D animated video, and when your seniors saw that, they wanted a 3D animated video. So making asking you to redo that in the earlier days was like it was a marathon task to redo that in from 2D to 3D. But nowadays with AI, okay, that didn't work. Okay, you went to the 3D part, or you can bring in the real sounding, the realistic images, real kind of people, kind of video, and that kind of footage can also be shot. So the iterations are quick. You can keep on changing that based on the feedback. Let's now, this is my division. That is, let's now divide the explainer video creation platforms into two. One is generative AI, and second is template based platform using AI. So the generative AI tools, that is generally they can be further classified into text to video, image to video, or AI generated content. So text to video is you give a prompt and then you get the video. Image to video is you give an image and then ask to animate that, or you have the AI generated content. You first ask for the image from the tool, then you ask the AI image to be animated, like that you can proceed. So they are generally called as AI video generator, text to video tools, or AI powered video creation, and they can create the video just from the scratch, or they can create a video from something that you have already provided. So those are the generative AI video tools. The second category that I'm presenting is something which existed earlier. That is those video tools that helped in creating these explainer videos, which are like a template based video platforms. That is, drag and drop was possible. It had a set of stock media, etc. To that, what happens is you can also have a prompt, or you can use AI and then create even more better videos in these kind of tools. So one is the generative AI video tool. Second is template based explainer video creation tools. So, to make it even more clear, let me give some examples. In the generative AI video tool, we have Runway. So, here I'll be talking more about Runway. as a representative tool from this category. Whereas in the case of template-based video platform, I'll be talking more about Render Forest. So Render Forest is an explainer video creation tool that I'm using. I have also used Beyond. I also used Powtoon. So similarly, in the other category, that is generative AI video tools, I used Video AI, InVideo AI, Synthesia, and you also have the Meta's Make a Video and OpenAI Zora, which I have seen, not really used. Seen in the sense they are more research projects. You too might have seen in their websites these kind of AI tools. So with that, so in the coming slides, I'll be talking more about Runway and Render Forest. And towards end, not just Runway, I'll give you an example of a video created using Video AI and also in Video AI. So in that way, I'm going to proceed. Now, choosing a tool, which tool to use, whether it is something like a tool like Runway or whether it is a tool like Render Forest. So, generative AI video tool, that is tools like Runway, Video, etc. Whether you should be using that. The advantages are that you will generally get a unique, never before seen visual. The thing is, you when you generate the text from an AI text generator like ChatGPT, the output is something that is which they gather from various sources, something that is very unique, not created before. Similarly, the generative AI video tools, the output that is given by that tool is something unique, using their algorithms, using their models, but not created before. And it will so the creative interpretation you can have of various technical concepts that you need to present. You can have custom animations and even more abstract or even more metaphorical thing representations can be thought about. Why? Because it's not really thought about. Based on the output, you even change your narrative to bring those elements also into that. So that's how the generative AI tools work and their various features. When it comes to the template-based AI tool, it is more a consistent one because these tools, that is tools like Render Forest, tools like Beyond, tools like Powtoon, etc., they were there even before the usage of AI. So what they have is they have a set of template, they have a set of animations, and since they are specially designed for these kind of explainer videos, you will have a consistent style, and you can also use them for long form explainer videos also. Because what happens is in the case of the generative AI video tools, generally the in a single shot, in a single prompt or single image to video kind of output, you will get 10 seconds, 15 seconds kind of video to stitch various videos together, then create a long form explainer videos. And whereas in this particular case, you have the template, you can have different till the end of your story, you can keep on using various tools and then generate the output. So they are also quite quick because with the help of AI, you just give the script and then they can generate. Now, one important thing that may happen, that is, if you have already tried these tools or if you are motivated to try these tools after my presentation, one thing that you may notice is when it comes to these text generators, that is ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok or anything that is there in market, they give you a lot of free content. Free in the sense you give a prompt and then you will get the articles, you get the output, you can keep on enhancing them and then you can generate something out of them. It is generally free, right? Even though some of them you have to pay, but still they give a lot of free content. Even some of the image generation tools, they give some free content. The audio generation, that is text to audio generation tools, they also give free content. But video generation tools, they don't give much free content. So why? One thing is they are power hungry. That is the video consumption. It takes a lot of power. So I even have a separate session, which will not a separate session, a separate slide, which will tell exactly how much power it will take to generate a AI generated video versus an AI generated image versus an AI generated text. Second thing is they have huge training costs, and that is because they need to consider parameters, millions and even billions of parameters nowadays. So it is quite intensive and massive data sets are needed. And the running cost, that is the storage needs are there, bandwidth consumption needs are there, electricity, cooling, all those things are there. So for this AI video, and they also need to deal with the legal part in the sense they use, say for example, if you are generating a video that is Van Gogh style, based on the kind of art styles that Van Gogh use, then you need a cinematic kind of a video output of that. So, how do they get the images of this artist? Leo Van Gogh, if somebody you are interested in some of the recent artists, so you want that particular style to come. So, how is this getting? It is, are they really getting the copyright from that particular artist and using, or is it like, do you have that legal issue there? Second thing is the quality, the user support that is needed, whether they are using any ethical development practices. So generally what happens is when it comes to the training of these data sets, that is whether some gory kind of output or whether some output that is not appropriate is coming. Uh, then a testing of that is required. Who is doing that test? That should be a human being, right? So if some violent kind of videos or something that is not suitable, that kind of output is happening. Somebody should so these kind of prompts, these kind of parameters will give that kind of output. So some human needs to test that. So if a human is testing that, that human is going through all these violent content, and what will be the mindset of the human being who is testing that, or how they are doing that? Are they sending all these to some sweatshops out there, maybe in some wanton countries where people really don't have anything, so they are grabbing any opportunity to get any freelance kind of work? Are they dumping it to those places, or even places like India? Are they asking somebody here, because many things are outsourced? Are these things also outsourced? So whole lot of things needs to be answered. So they have to deal with these things, and hence, and these are some of the reasons that you don't find them free, many of the for you to play around. So I'm just concentrating on the power part of that. That is the text gen response from somebody like ChatGPT. For a query, for a 10 seconds, it was like, sorry, for one query, it is like 2 seconds of a microwave oven running. For an AI image, it is almost like boiling a cup of water, right? And for the short AI video, something like 1 hour video, or sorry, for 1 minute video, it is almost like 1 minute, 1 hour of microwave oven running. So that is the kind of power that is required. So now let's see a runway video. So in runway, how it works is, one is text, prompt is given, and a video is generated, or an image is given, a video is generated, or what happens is the text prompt first generates an image. So for example, here I gave a text prompt like a cat running in a forest at a sunset. So this image is generated. And then if I am happy with this image, then I can automate that. So that is how, in a high level, how runway works. Now, how render forests work? So in the case of render forest, what happens is it is a cloud-based tool. So you can go to renderforest.com, and you can also have some trial version kind of a thing. But what I'm using is a paid tool. So what happens is, if you see here, you see AI tools in the left side. So in that, here I can write the text or write the script up to 5,000 words. Or I can even ask somebody like ChatGPT or Gemini to generate the script for me. Then I can paste it here. Then I can select whether it is an animated video or whether it is a realistic video, kind of a thing. And then I can customize it. That is which voice I want, or I can let AI select the voice that they are having, the screen size, etc. And then click generate. So the generation will go on. But whatever be the tool, one important thing is the human judgment is really required. And another thing is you have to be flexible. Flexible in the sense, don't always be going for perfection, go for excellence. And finally, go for the voice. Either if you are happy with the voice that it gives, great. Otherwise, be ready even to lend your own voice. So this is how this generation, when I click the generate, so till 100% age it will go and then generate the output. So that's how, in a high level manner, how runway works and how render forests work. Now I am going to Video AI. So Video AI is a aggregator kind of a thing. So it uses various models, and one of the model that it feels appropriate for that prompt. So this is the prompt. You can have a quick look into that. So when I give this prompt and then click generate, this is the output. Okay, so a mysterious clocked figure glides through the rains of dim LA. Neon shimmers on wet cobblestones. Suspense hangs thick. A lightning flash bares their intense eyes. Same prompt. So this is the output. Now, so how it works in video AI? Now let's see how it works in video AI, another tool. The same prompt I have given. So let me. All right. So the same prompt using another tool. All right. Now, let's. Uh, so you will be wondering, these are all small seconds, say 5 seconds kind of a thing. So generally, that's how it works presently. That is small videos which you have to take to a video generator and then stitch together and create a bigger video. So if somebody is wondering, instead of writing a small prompt like that, if I give a very long prompt, so look this is a very long prompt. So whether that will generate a longer, say 15 minutes or a 30 minutes or even a feature film kind of a thing, actually no, that will only enhance that particular output. So you can see that it's a full slide, full page kind of a prompt. So let's see what is happening. So I'm trying an IKEA product video. So that's it. That is, even with that kind of prompt, this is what you get. So it's not 10 minutes kind of a thing. Still less than 1 minute kind of video. So if you have need to have longer videos, you will have to stitch them together. So that is the present position in which we are. So with that, I am ending my session, and now I'm open for Q&A. Thanks for the applauses. So. So, will somebody read the queries for me, or how
Yes,
is it? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. We have one question from Sumit. So he's asking, can I use the installation or troubleshooting procedures to convert the text into an explainer video? For this, could you suggest any tools that would work the better than others?
All right. So it's a use case directly into technical writing aspect. What I feel is that for this kind of scenario, screencasting videos are enough. That is, using tools like Camtasia, we can capture the full screencast. It's not related to AI. And what we can do is, using some AI tools, some intro or some aspects can be given, but the real installation part, that is, we are thinking in agentic point of view. I think we haven't reached that level where we can really have the installation done using the kind of tools that we are having. We can have the screencast, and to have an intro in between or an extra kind of things, we can have AI. That's what I feel.
Srikant is asking, in docs, we use version control to manage updates and track changes. How is a similar process handled in AI video? Whether it is rolling out new features or modifying existing functionality, especially in template based once the content has already been released or recorded.
Great. So in the case of template-based videos, what we can do is, with the help of AI, we can quickly generate an output, and then it again works as frame by frame kind of video. So what happens is, it will, instead of we deciding a frame, it will decide from its library. It will decide which frame or which image, which animation should come in that frame. So if we need to have more, or if we are having more version controlled thing, or if we are having some changes or something to be added more, in such cases we can generate the further frames either using AI, or if it is lesser, we can do it ourselves. So you can just keep on adding the frames and then generate the output. So what AI is doing in this particular case is, instead of us generating the complete frame by frame and then worrying about the animation, etc., it will generate it for us, and then we can use our judgment to edit and enhance that. Similarly, when the changes come also, we can have the same strategy employed. So in my case, what I used to do is, for example, in the case of render forest, I create the video, then I take it out of that, and I still do certain things using Camtasia, which is also my video editor. Uh, so whether all the edits can be done in render forest in that particular frames, you can do the edit. But if you know a better tool, or an all encompassing tool like an editor in which you can add more things, you can use a video editor and make the things yourself. So regarding that, and the output, just like any in any tool that is your version control system, any version control system, you can put the output and have them replaced, or you can version them accordingly.
He has one more question. While creating videos through prompts, there can sometimes be limitations in a template based approach. If we are generating 3 to 4 videos to explain a topic, how do you ensure continuity across them so the flow remains consistent?
So the basic thing is, say for example, the prompt based. So one thing is the generative AI tools like Runway, etc., versus template based tools like Render Forest, etc. In the case of the generative AI or prompt based tools like Runway, etc., what used to happen is, we give the prompt, an image is first generated. If we are okay with the image, we will ask to animate that. Now, what we can, in order to ensure continuity, what we can do is you have the image. Then you can use image as the next step. Then ask to do something else using that particular image. Then have all the outputs generated, stitch them together, which you have to do manually using Camtasia or any video editor, and then generate the output. In the case of template-based tools like Render Forest, what happens is that continuity is definitely there. Why? Because they will use their own stock uh, creation, or they have their own library, they have their own assets that will be used. Instead of we manually using that, AI will generate it for us. So it is only making our work easier in the case of tools like Render Forest. In the case of generative AI tools, we will have to do something like this. That is having the same thing as the input point for the next prompt, and then generate it accordingly in order to ensure this one, that is continuity.
Balu Kosuri has one question. If I am the one kicking off our first video content push as a technical writer, what are my chances of making more money, assuming this is an organization that has never done this before?
That is how to pitch in this particular concept first, right? So what I feel is, it's if you have never tried explainer video tools like Render Forest, etc., that will be a safe angle because you are sure that you will generate an output. You are sure about the quality. Then you can pitch in, say that there are the generative AI tools. Why? Because the generative AI tools, you saw them, right? You can have good output, but it is limited. It's like you cannot sit and create a kind of a cinematic kind of a video that easily, even though there are some people who are enthusiastically doing this. Say, for example, if some of you who have watched my earlier comic book creation conference videos, what you can how I did that is, each panel I was concentrating like that. Here what we will have to do is, you have to write the script and you have to concentrate on each 10 minutes or 10 seconds or 5 seconds, and then stitch them together. It's not a very easy process now uh, to generate a good quality output. Why? Because the seniors to whom you are pitching, they might be thinking in the terms of Hollywood, Bollywood, etc. They might be comparing your video with the Tesla's or Apple's output, which was professionally done, not using professionals, not using AI. So immediately, if you want to reach that, I think we still have a long way to go. But you have seen these kind of videos, you have seen the CAD, that kind of things is possible. Small videos are possible. We are in the it's like we are seeing the growth day by day. So just the other day when Rahul asked me whether because we had a trial run of this presentation 1 week before, whether there will be any changes in the output, what I said is, I can't really say. Why? Because on the day of presentation today, a new model came that would change the thing. Or apart from that, there won't be any change. Like that, every day or every week, something is going to happen in this field. So let's see. But presently, based on my experience, as of now, it's very difficult to create. Forget 2 hour video. Even 5 minutes video, cinematic video, just using AI tools, it's very difficult to create. For that, you will have to use these template-based tools that
Uh,
just
Ja-
use the type of AI. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, Jayalakshmi has a question. Some video tools like Storylane, paid tool, support only cloud-based storage, which means we cannot keep the source files locally. Do other tools like Runway and others also have this limitation?
That is the source tools. You will have to put them in cloud, but you can download them and then make them as your source. But still, if your organization is very much against that, that is, none of the assets should go to cloud, I think, uh, because that's how they work, right? It's like it will get stored into a location, then from there you download. Uh, then you can say that that is your source, and then you can delete. But it will go to cloud once. So I think apart from that, only an area which you can access like that, whether somebody has, I'm not sure.
Um,
A very good
Vijayalakshmi.
presentation. Surag,
Yes.
Jayalakshmi over here. First of all, it's a very good presentation. It's an eye opener for us. So the question is, the storyline by itself, it is not supporting us to download it. Though we have the paid version and everything, the pain point over here is if in case we want to move, earlier we were using Adobe Premiere Pro and we had our license version and we had all the source files in our local system. When I say in our local system, within the organization. But now we felt, this particular tool need not have, a great learning or a high-end expertise for anybody to use it, and that's the reason we moved to Storyline, and we were able to, have a effective usage of time and quality, right? But the only pain point is we weren't able to, have the source file into our local.
Unfortunately, you'll have to try some what we call in India, what we call as jugaad way of doing it. That is,
Okay.
have the output there and then screen record that and then get the source. Unfortunately,
Okay. Okay. So
so it's
the
something
pain
like
point.
Camtasia. That is,
Huh.
you play it in the cloud or wherever location it is, then do screencast and then get an MP4 out of that. Then keep that and then remove that, something like that, unfortunately.
Okay. We were trying, but we weren't able to do it. Honestly. Okay. So are the
Something like a screen, Camtasia will allow whatever in the screen, it will record.
yes, exactly. We have
Yeah.
done it earlier, but the pain
Okay.
point is we need expertise who is using it. But this particular tool, right, it was like anybody can use it with less knowledge of the tool. So, do we have something similar to this in Runway as well? Or we have the
Uh,
option to
r-
store it in our local?
Runway, you can download it. Source will
Huh.
still be there. You can download that. So what you can do is, I think Runway gives some credits free. You can try it out yourself and see whether that will solve your. And another way of learning this is, one thing is some of these tools will have some credits. Credit means if you generate for 3 or 4 videos, that credits will get over. Then you will go
Okay.
to have to go to the. But for this kind of use cases, whether that can be done, that will understand just with the one output itself, right? Whether that's allowing. So you can do that. And second thing is, then you will have to go to their website or YouTube, where people are explaining about this, who are
Okay.
actually paid for this and explaining further. So that's how we'll have to learn. And another thing is, there is nothing wrong in being technical. I mean, Camtasia doesn't require that kind of technical expertise. How it works is, you have it works linearly. Linearly in the sense, you have the video. You can edit them in a linear way. You can cut them, join them like that. So, so what I'm saying is, it's not what I got your point. Anybody can use it, but what I'm saying is, if you know something about video editing, you can even do better. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, we were using screen capture. We just capture the screen and we
Mm.
just convert them as video using Storyline, which is very simple compared to our Camtasia, where we stitch the videos, right? Where we edit the time frame and everything. Maybe I'll take it with you offline, Asra. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh, with the interest of time, we will stop here, and all the questions can be asked in the AI Tech Writing WhatsApp group, and we will discuss there further, and everyone can join that WhatsApp group then. And thank you everyone for all your wonderful questions. And a big thank you to Shurag Ramachandran for that insightful session on AI driven explainer videos.